We start our walk on the southern shore of Ullswater in a small settlement called Howton, accessible by a single track road. You can just see Martindale Halls there where my vehicle was parked. I then walked up the fell shown here, which is steel knots, with a splendid rock outcrop at the top, and then along the top of the ridge there to the head of Fusedale, where the path turns back along the other side of the valley. You can just see in view there a small settlement and a ruined hut where I had my lunch and flew the drone. I then went up this very steep hill here, as you can see, to Wether Hill, and then we go along an old Roman road called High Street, which runs along the top of the other side of Fusedale. We can look back from here across to Steel Knots. The path proceeds back towards the lake to the highest point of the walk, Loadpot Hill, at 672 metres above sea level. Wonderful views can be had along the length of Ullswater here, and you can see HALLIN Fell coming into view now on the right hand side, and as we swing round to bring into view the descent path, you can see Steel Knots where the walk began, very steep path back down to Howton where the walk finished. I met a lovely couple along the way, and we went back to the cafe in Howton to have a cup of tea and review the day. As the camera comes down now, you can just see coming into view where my vehicle was parked at the bottom of Martindale Halls. You can see all those switchbacks in the route up, it's very steep. Well, good afternoon everyone. Today you join me on HALLIN Fell on a rather pleasant August afternoon. I'm staying at the in Martindale. I had to pause a bit there, couldn't quite remember. Just in the church at Martindale, which is on the other side of HALLIN Fell. HALLIN Fell lies on the shore of Ullswater, and in a minute you're going to see these lovely views of Ullswater coming into view. There we go. Truly splendid. So over behind the tree there we've got Loadpot, which is where I'm going tomorrow. Find a path to get up there and then walk along that ridge and come back down where you can just see that cliff behind that tree there. So this is HALLIN Fell. If I feel like it this afternoon I'll try and go up, but I'm not quite sure if I will. And path is quite pleasant, no one around, although the parking spots were in very short supply. This is the trouble you see if you arrive later in the day. All of the day trippers have already taken the very limited parking that's only ever available. Wonderfully calm, and yet when I left the car it was blowing such a gale that I thought it would be a waste of time bringing the drone. Big mistake that. Just hear the waves slapping against the shore caused by the ferry. And there's Loadpot up there. That's the leisure ferry to Martindale. Stops here at a place called Howton, or Howton. I can't quite remember the names of those hills there, but they're lit up in the sunlight beautifully, aren't they? Right, well, after a very steep climb I'm finally at the top of HALLIN Fell, looking north towards Pooley Bridge along Ullswater, and here we have probably the most impressive cairn to be found anywhere in the lakes. Here's the cairn again, view across Ullswater to Great and Little Mel Fells. The camera now panning in a southerly direction down towards Glenridding and Martindale. So here I am on the top of Loadpot Hill, highest point for today, the most northerly point as well, and I've just trekked along the top of the fells here on an ancient Roman road called High Street, which runs all the way from here right the way down to Ambleside, about 15, maybe even 20 miles or so. It's a very lonely hilltop, featureless, but the views are spectacular. So there are all the mountains, if you can just about see them, looking west. I won't point any of them out at the moment because they're too small to see, but they're just magnificent. We can see Hell Fell in there, and St Sunday Crag, and then round here we can see Skidder and Blencathra, and that's looking in the direction of Keswick. Right, well, I think I'm on the top of Bonscale Pike now, and this is the path back down. So I've got about best part of 2,000 feet to get back down, but down there where you can see that road with all the switchbacks in it, that's where the van is parked at the bottom of the road. That's Martindale Halls, and then on the right we've got HALLIN Fell, which is the mountain I went up yesterday, and then this wonderful view looking south down Ullswater. And then over there we've got in the foreground Great Mel, Little Mel, and then in the background Blencathra and Skidder under the clouds there. The weather's been alright, the rain has stayed off, it's a bit breezy as you can probably hear right now. And I've got the other mic on, so I'm hoping that I'll get some kind of a signal with no wind noise. But mountains over there, and then of course as we look across Loadpot Hill, you can see it's just moorland, a bit like the Peak District all the way around. And then you can see we're right at the edge of the Lake District here, so the mountains peter out now and we enter a plain. But in the very far distance there you can probably see the Pennines, so it gets mountainous again over there.